Hello, good morning. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And today at this handstand practice, we'll start with our breath, groove the wrists, work on the core strength, and have fun upside down.
Great.
Starting with our breath. Get in a position that's comfortable for you. Maybe you'll get on the floor on your back, and I'll join Lauren in my little crouching lunge. Hello, how are you today? Place one hand, put on the belly. Take one hand and place it on the chest. Close the mouth and breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds. Where did the air go? Exhale. Repeat. 4-second inhales, breathing into the belly, with that chest hand staying calm. Exhale. Repeat a couple more, breath into the belly, and exhale. And one more just like that, a 4-second inhale to the belly, and exhale. Now intentionally breathe into the chest. It might flare the ribs, feel that elevation in the shoulders, and then exhale. Do that one more time. Breathe into the chest. And then exhale. And for 4 more breaths here, breathe into the belly. Breathe in. Exhale. Keep that chest calm, the ribs to hips. Take a breath in. And exhale. 2 more, slow it down, breath in. Exhale. And last one, into the belly, breath in. And exhale. You could stay on the floor as Lauren is on her back, or you could get in a tall kneel like me. But take those hands together from your position, lace those hands together, and let one hand be the driver. In this case, it's my left, and my right wrist is just along for the ride. Do the same direction, maybe 1 or 2 more, and then switch your direction. So in this case, my left wrist is guiding my right through a nice circle shape, and honestly, it's a little bit more like a semicircle, not truly a circle. Then we'll undo those hands, regrip, and then this time I'm letting my right hand take my left wrist through a circle shape. And then I'll switch our direction and same thing. Try to smooth out those corners, soften those corners from the triangle or square, and just get those wrists going. At the elbows, you could also do this from the ground. With your palms facing the ceiling if you're on the ground, stiffen the triceps at the elbows. Then biceps curl with tension all the way to your safe deep elbow bend. Then turn the hands away, press forward, pushing the floor down. Thinking about using those triceps to really press the floor away on your handstand. Then return to the biceps curl here. Make it feel like polite amount of work to get to the W shape out here. And then turn the palms one last time, cramp up those biceps, and use those triceps to press down. And then use the arms later today to press the floor away in your handstand. From here, just have a casual shrug of the shoulder blades up and then pull the shoulder blades low. Repeat a couple more repetitions up and down, and then that protraction, retraction. Pull forward, retract back. Forward and retract back. One more time, forward and retract. Stay in the middle of all 4 of those positions so the shoulder blades are just nice and supported. And depending on the surface on the floor, you may or not be able to do this on the head neck. The new rubber floor for Lauren might not be so friendly. But at the head neck, do a super small chin tuck to lengthen out the crown of the head high, and then reset. And a super modest chin tuck from the top vertebrae at the skull here, little chin tuck, and relax. 2 or so more. Draw the chin in, the crown of head high, lengthening out the spine, and relax. And one last time, chin tuck in, crown of head high, and reset. From here, take your time as we'll get to all fours. Challenge that wrist extension, just like our push-ups, just like the handstands. Check in on wrists, and Lauren's going to continue with a little bit of a bear hover shoulder circle here.
Hands are under shoulders. Sorry, something in my eyeball here. Hands are under your shoulders, gripping the floor wide with your fingertips. I'd like you first to push the floor away, rounding a little bit through that upper back because your blades are wrapping around your body. Now don't bend your elbows, pull your blades back together. Same thing again, press the floor away so your blades come around wrapping, elbows stay straight, keep the elbows straight as your blades come together like you're pinching a pencil. Then pull your shoulders up into your ears and pull them down. Those are the directions. We're gonna link them all to draw a circle. Find a neutral place, retract your blades so they're pinching together, then elevate them up into your ears, then push the floor away, then pull the blades down, pinch them together, elevate them up to ears, push the floor away, pull them down. Pause. Let's switch directions. Push the floor away.
It's always hard to make that
shrug
first
them
transition.
up, retract them down, pull the shoulders down, push the floor away, elevate them up, retract them down, pull them into their back pockets. Relax and just shake that off.
From here, Lauren wanted to get in some ankle circles, some classic ankle circles. So we talk to those hands, we'll get talking to those feet the same. So on your back or from a seated position, bend your knee so that it doesn't move.
I'm going back here. It's easier.
Bend your knee so we lock it in. With that ankle circle, we'll start in that dorsiflex shape or foot to shin, and then slowly turn in on the ankle, but make sure that kneecap and tib or the shin bone there doesn't move. I'm quarter way done my circle. I'm just about halfway done my circle in my point, and I'm going to keep going to that lateral direction, although it's super small, it's super hard to see, and I'll pull around to that original dorsiflex shape. Let's do that one more time, same direction. Turn in on ankle, super, super slow, get to the point. At the point, try touching those outside edges. It's probably more shaped like a D than a true circle. And then pull back on center. Then repeat the other direction. So we'll go outside first, lead with the pinky side of the foot versus the big toe as you take it around to a point. And then from the point, keep going, keep turning, 3/4 around the circle, and finish that last quadrant. And one last time to the outside, turn the corner with the ankle, keep that knee on straight, point the foot, embrace that crampiness of the arch or the top of the foot, and then a quarter turn to finish, back to center, wiggle toes, switch out. So in our handstand, we're going to try to point those toes, which takes a lot of strength through the bottom of the foot. Hey, footsies. So we'll try to get that nice strength going here. So we start in that dorsiflexed ankle, rotate in to center. Are your toes extended? Are they flexed or pointed? Point those toes. We're halfway around the circle. More of a D shape, as we said, and then particularly out here getting challenging for most people. And then one more time, from center to mid. Nice and control, nice and slow. Lauren, again, I can see she's making a light fist with her foot there, gripping on to those socks between the toes. And then take that towards the outside. And that's our full 2 rounds. We have to go the other way now if we can. So we'll take it towards that outside first. Lead with the pinky edge of the foot to the point. And then at the point, we'll turn in, bring it back around the center, and then one more repetition, final rep. To the outside, towards the point, and then nice and stable at the knee, and expressing that mobility through the ankle, and saying hello to the arch. Wiggle those toes and reset. Stay in that laying down position as Lauryn is, or challenge it in the sit like me. I would think my version is just a little bit more advanced. This protects our lumbar a little bit better. Switch your legs there, Lauryn. Just do the same idea at the knee, a little rotation and then the extension. So at the knee, do a little bit of that little subtle movement in and out at the knee. I'm going to turn my knee out and then add a deep knee bend. From there, cramp that hamstring, use that tension, and then extension through the knee.
Just ignore this message.
Hold for a 1/1000, and then super slow.
Jason, your key is on there's a
to down.
measuring tape right there.
Then internally rotate on the
Key should
knee,
be on it.
add a little deeper knee bend, and then extend. Welcome back, Lauryn.
Sorry about that.
And then nice and slow to down. So again, in those hamstrings, in the handstands, the hamstrings need to be long and straightened out. So warm up those hams here. One last time on the other side. So at the knee, we want to be able to do a super subtle rotation. Start in an external rotation at the knee. Add the deep knee bend. Grab onto some tension with those hamstrings, and then safely and with strength, extend through the knee. 1/1000. No slingshots on the way home, just nice and slow guiding it back. Then for one more repetition, think an internal rotation on the knee, add the deep knee bend, gently grabbing with the hamstring, and then that nice slow extension through the knee. 1/1000, and then slow to bring it home. Right on. Take a moment. We're going to skip the rolling patterns here. We're going to get into some handstands in just a second, but come back to all fours for one quick moment, and we'll just get into that elephant crawl here. So setting up your high plank, hips high, push your bum towards the ceiling, pedal the feet maybe, get the hamstrings and calves on board. Are you elevated in the shoulders, pressing the floor away? And if this is a good place for you, take a right hand and a left leg as a walk pattern forward, and then a left hand and a right leg forward. And Lauryn's going to continue forward. I'm going to go backwards just to get out of the way. And in that opposing gait, arm and leg combinations, take a couple more strides, say hello to those hamstrings, lengthen out the spine, push away the floor, and set up your handstand. Put your knees to the floor. And then what core exercise you're going to warm up those abs with here today, Lauryn?
We'll end up on our back in our hollow hold. So come on down. To warm up, let's ease into this. Let's bring our knees up over our hips, our arms up over our shoulders, pull our blades down into their back pockets, point our toes because it's handstand class, tuck our hips so that our abs are braced. It's not about ramming your low back into the floor. It's about keeping the abs braced. Now, don't move the lower body, but pull the head and shoulders up off the floor to get that hollow position. Let's hold this. From here, we'd like to add a little bit more. We're going to extend one leg, reaching it away from center nice and long, and then pulling it back in. Alternate sides. Reach long, pull back to center. Keep that core brace hollow shape. Reach long, pull back to center. Reach and pull. One more time each side. And pull. Last one. And then everything comes back to center and slowly relax.
Let's flip back onto our all fours. And this time in that down dog transition, working more towards that 3-point planche or plank. So set up in the plank like before. Hips a little bit lower.
Oh.
Then challenge that wrist extension by leaning forward and push your chest towards a single leg as the other leg points towards the ceiling or the wall behind you. And then pull on the floor, pulling yourself forward. Then push the floor away. So that 3-point down dog, where are your hips in space? Are your toes pointed? For 2 or so more each side. push the floor away, cueing that we're gripping the floor, straightening the elbows, elevating the shoulders, and pulling back to the planche. And then pushing away, pointing our toes, leveling hips, pulling in. And just the last repetition or two here.
I'm even.
Push the floor, pull through, and down. That hollow body hold is one of Lauren's favorites, and I know she might be itching to do one of her other favorites. So
well, we're going to do both.
Do it. Okay.
We're going to go back onto our back here and progress that, and then we'll flip from that into our prone hold. So lying on our back. If that progression was enough for you, please redo that again. Arms up, knees come up, toes pointed, head, chest lift. This time, bring your arms towards your overhead. And if you want a little bit more, extend both legs away from center to hold. Toes are pointed, legs are tight together, abs are braced. Remember to keep breathing. Holding this position for about another 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2. Now you're gonna roll to your stomach. I'm just gonna rotate so my mic's pointing to it. Arms are extended overhead. Excuse me. Ideally, your chin is down, you're looking at the floor. Feet are together, toes are pointed. Push your chest into the floor, tuck under to lift your belly button away. So there'd be a gap underneath your belly button there. Squeeze your glutes. Push down into the floor as if you could push yourself up into that handstand. Or if somebody came up behind you and lifted your legs, you'd lift up into that nice straight line. Hold for another 8. 5, 3, 2. Now pull your hands back to that push-up position. Stay tucked under either from the knees or the toes. Pushing up. Tuck your toes and slowly walk back. Trying to keep your knees as straight as possible as you walk, and then stack yourself up.
Nice. I may have done my hinge instead of my fold, but that was a really nice looking fold right there. It's about time for a minute of fun. Can you check in with your body here? How's it going? Later in the workout here, we're gonna get into that wall climb. So maybe clear that space on your wall or have your ottoman or similar apparatus close by. Working on some stiff arm endurance drills to help us in that center room. So 1 minute, play around a little bit, check in. Maybe you crawl. Maybe try your tuck handstand. Maybe try your tripod entry like Lauren.
Just don't kick the wall.
And then here we go, getting into it. Just a couple handstands. So it's not about setting the record in this warm up right here, but just checking in. Do you like your hand position? Are your shoulders pressing away from the ground? Can you feel that hollow shape Lauren is coaching? Beautiful handstand, Lauren. Oh yeah. I'm just watching that. That looks amazing. You can't see her toes, but I promise you that they're pointed. That was so strong. That's playful. Let's just be done on that.
All right.
So we have our wall behind us. One of us will be hanging out in our squat at the front here, talking about what the person will be doing in the back. So in your rest interval, you're following either Lauren on the wall or me in the squat, and then we'll switch out. So we're gonna try to aim for 30 seconds, which is a lot of time. So maybe you're only at a 10-second interval. Maybe the regression to this is like last week, we just aim for a minute in the nice high plank. Build those stiff arm strengths without further delay.
Facing the wall.
Walk up that wall.
Are you timing?
Yep, so 3, 2, 1, go. So again, if you're joining me in the squat, just hang out. Little rock bottom squat here, and we'll look at Lauren in the back here. She has a nice straight line and the toes are pointed. She's been upside down for about 15 seconds already. She's continuing to push the floor down to grow up tall. The legs are tight. Within 7 seconds, 6, 5, that'll be our 30-second round. For those of us in the squat, let's take a breath in and come on up. Then it's our turn to go to the wall.
Come on down to your squat now. Ian's turn to climb the wall.
Wardrobe
in 4,
check.
3, 2, here he goes. 30 seconds. As we're down here, we're still lifting our chest. Our heels are heavy on the floor. Prying open. If you're in your handstand, your toes are pointed, pushing the floor away, staying tucked under, bracing those abs, squeezing glutes. I find squeezing my glutes in my handstand hard because I tend to squeeze so hard I go head over tea kettle or tea kettle over head. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and then safe dismount.
Awesome.
Trade it up.
So maybe you need to listen to your body and give yourself more rest. Take time, build strength. For us in our squat, take our time getting low. And for those on the wall, 3, 2, 30-second intervals. The hands, again, should generally be placed underneath of the shoulders, not too wide. That rule can be broken too. But the elbows, they're going to be super straight. The shoulders are pushing the floor away, and that's over 15 seconds. And we're breathing. Pushing. Lauren might be pulling one leg off a wall just a little bit there, and we'll finish in 5, 4, looking great, Lauren. And then that little side cartwheel, dismount. For those in the squat, take that breath and come up tall. And shake to stay loose. T-shirt tucks, my turn.
Pulling yourself down into your squat again. 3, 2, handstand time's up. As I was in my handstand that time, I was also thinking about where the weight is in my hand. That it's not directly down right into that wrist joint, but that I'm trying to grip with my fingers and transfer that load into the first knuckles, using my hands to balance and gripping, pushing the floor away. You have about 5 more seconds by the analog clock up there. 3, 2, and then side cartwheel. Nice.
Awesome.
What was
Shake.
that? What is them?
This is set number 3.
3? Yeah.
Set number 3, and this will be our last set here. Finish with integrity, build that strength, challenge your lifts. Here we go. So Lauren's, again, super tight to those walls. You can't maybe see it from the back, but what I might tell Lauren is try to spin that blood donation forward. And it doesn't have to be forward, but think of that torque. And that really gets into that comment Lauren made about gripping the floor and where's the weight through the hand. It's been 20 seconds. We'll go 10 seconds longer here.
Whoops.
Making sure we breathe.
I squeezed my butt too much.
That's okay. So
That's
you
okay.
don't
I'm
have
just
to
gonna
finish that. Right
be
on.
done.
Right on. Sometimes you
You
can
have to
plan
go.
your dismount. Oh, I have to do it.
Get up.
Okay. One last time.
Last time. I'm gonna hang out in my splits this time instead of my squat. Last time upside down, go ahead. Timer's on. One more set of 30. Good. Breathing, pushing that floor away. Tucking under, creating that tension. Maybe playing with one foot leaving the wall, one foot staying. 15 more seconds. If you're in your splits, point your toes because you're still in handstand class. Try to keep that spine nice and long. No tucked under in that low back. 5, 3, 2, safe dismount. Nice.
Amazing. Build the endurance, whether, again, that's the regression. Stiff arms here for a minute. Stiff arms here for a minute. And progress those drills to be in your upside down.
Upside down.
We're going to finish today's practice with our no, we're not.
I go, you go, kick-ups.
I go, you go, kick-ups. Lauren will go first. About 30 seconds of work, 2 times through. And again, for the person who's just chilling, stay loose. Look at your partner. Emulate the beautiful shoulder over wrist movements like Lauren there. Chase that. And then down, it's kick-ups, but that is so good. There you go. Nice and slow. And maybe 10 more seconds of work there. Last repetition or 2. Nice, way to switch those legs. Mm-hmm. So then, my turn.
I go, you go. 30 seconds of those kick-ups. It's really hard to come down into the good handstand, even though you're supposed to be practicing kick-ups. It feels the opposite of what you want to do. But I guess you have to focus on the drill. 10 more seconds for Ian's kick-ups, alternating. Reaching towards that noon or the sky, trying not to reach over top for the 1 or the 2 o'clock. 3, 2, maybe last kick up there. Nice.
All right. Lauren said it. I didn't want to call her out on that.
What?
But work on the kick up. Work on the kick up. Not easy, but there you go. Just get those nice kick up reps here. There you go. Push the floor away. This is a little bit of a different entry for Lauren too. Normally,
Well,
Lauren,
it's easier to do kick-ups because I don't get upside down all the way.
Great.
And
So
the other
work
way
on
I
the
can
kick
hold.
up. So Lauren's preferred way to get into the tripod, rather handstand is through that tripod. Last maybe 5 or 7 seconds there, Lauren. Same, but different. Work on those new ways to get in and have fun. And here we go. Last time. Let's do it.
Don't kick my tree. She's already sensitive. You're going to kick something. I'm more worried about your foot. Okay. There you go. Last set of kick-ups here, about 15 more seconds for your last set of 30-second kick-ups. Working a little bit on that endurance. A little cardio work there for 5. Also not rushing them either, though. Last 1 or so. It's a kick-up.
I know. This is my last one.
And then come on down.
Shake it. Shake it. My arms are feeling amazing, but it's also telling me that that's about just enough work for the day. Awesome. So thank you very much for joining in our handstand practice today. My name's Ian.
Lauren.
We're Bars and Bells. Thank you for joining us. Join with your membership at barsandbells.com/become-a-member. Let us know. Leave us a comment in the section below. Thank you for joining. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. See you soon again.